Good day, everyone, and Assalamu alaikum. On behalf of Global CIO Forum, Alcatel-Lucent Enterprise, Ucopia, and SecureNet, I welcome all the online attendees to this live virtual summit titled Discover what ALE and Ucopia brings to the market as a guest access solution. In this virtual summit, we will understand connectivity solutions from Alcatel-Lucent Enterprise and Ucopia, which includes the Ucopia guest portal integrated to ALE OmniAccess Stellar access points, which enables network users to access different resources in compliance with regulations such as GDPR. An integrated captive portal definitely enables enterprises to promote new and value-added services that will enrich their connected experiences. Leading us through this virtual summit are Nauleen Simon, Product Line Manager at Alcatel-Lucent Enterprise, and Sebastian Bloch, Sales Director at Ucopia Group Weblib. Before I hand over to Nauleen to begin this live virtual summit, here are some short housekeeping rules. All attendees are on mute throughout the session. However, we encourage attendees to ask questions through the chat option. So with that, I'd like to invite Nauleen to take over this live virtual summit. Go ahead, Nauleen.
Thanks a lot, Arun, for this great introduction. And hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. So I am very pleased today to discuss with you, to meet you, and as well to present you more about Ucopia and Alcatel-Lucent Enterprise partnership. So as Arun said, I am Product Line Manager at Alcatel-Lucent Enterprise. I am based in France, and I will briefly present you who is Alcatel-Lucent Enterprise for those who may not know our company, and as well the partnership we have with Ucopia since now 2 years. So let's talk now about who is ALE. So in fact, it's simple. ALE delivers every communication solution, networking products, and as well cloud solutions. So it means that we are connecting everything. So by delivering, as I said, communication solution like business phone, cloud solution like CPaaS offer, so like Rainbow Office. I really invite you to discover Rainbow Office because it's a great and powerful tool for business. In fact, it's interaction, collaboration, and communication tool for enterprise. And we are also delivering networking products. So our Wi-Fi access points, so-called Stellar, and also we have switch. We have as well indoor location-based services. We have as well network platform management and guest access solutions, so like Ucopia. So I hope you have a better idea of what we will discuss. For sure, we will discuss about the networking side of ALE and especially the guest access solution with Ucopia. So just about ALE in numbers. So we are a century-years-old company. We have a lot of experience and innovation since 100 years, and we are present in more than 50 countries. Our headquarters are in France, in Paris to be exact, and we have more than 3,400 partners like SecureNet, and we have over 1 million of customers worldwide, so in every kind of sectors such as healthcare, education, government, smart cities, and so on, and in every kind of markets, I would say small business, medium business, large business, or large business. So now you probably have a better idea and overview of what we are doing at ALE. I will quickly explain you the partnership we have implemented with Ucopia. So in fact, we wanted to complement our Wi-Fi access point solution by providing an advanced end user experience by connecting through Wi-Fi. So in fact, Ucopia is I would say, a key leader in the market, especially in the European market, and their solution is very impressive, meaning that they can provide very, very advanced features such as high level solution flexibility, high scalability, as well customization. That's very key for the experience, and multilingual, and as well work with PMS tool for hospitality or billing payment tools. So you will see, before I leave the floor to Sébastien and talk about more details about this great solution, you will see how impressive it is and how successful is our partnership today. So before leaving the floor to Sébastien, I will just discuss a bit about Ucopia and Weblib merger because it's quite recent. In fact, Ucopia and Weblib merged. Weblib is a French company doing in-store digitization solution, like, for example, ordering solution. They are providing this software to McDonald's, for example, tab kiosk in stores at Uniqlo, for example, and so on. So they have a great experience for stores, and by merging those two companies, they are associating their experiments, their expertise together to create innovative solution, and it's like a pioneer in the market because we have no other company doing the same solution together. So just now, just to say that our access point from Alcatel-Lucent Enterprise are compatible with Weblib solution in case you will be interested as well. So now, Sébastien, I let you the floor. Thank you.
Hello, good morning to everyone. Thank you very much, Nowen, for your introduction. So I'm Sébastien Bloch, and I'm the sales director of Ucopia. And I just wanted to say thank you to Alcatel and SecureNet to organize that event. So it's a pleasure to talk to you from Paris. And today I'm going to explain you what is Ucopia. Ucopia is a French company. We are based in Paris, and we have 55 employees all around the world, and mainly in Europe. So we are working in an indirect mode with at least 400 resellers. And as you can see, I will explain you some key figures of Ucopia. So we developed a captive portal solution. And as you can see, we deployed 100,000 Wi-Fi hotspots all around the world, and we working with different markets, and I will explain you all about that. So the market where we are strong. So the hospitality market, we deployed the Club Med all around the world. I'm sure you know Club Med. We have many references in terms of hospitality, and we have references in your region, like Time Hotels. The second market is healthcare market. We have many references in hospital, in group of private clinics. Definitely we brings value on that market because you have many population wants to connect on the Wi-Fi, like doctors or patients. The government, we deployed the Ucopia solution on the public government organization. We work with the army. You can see the Senate, which is a public governmental organization. The education market is a strong market for Ucopia, for public school, but for private schools too. As you know, the students need to connect on the Wi-Fi, the teachers, and once again, you have many population. and we bring value and security on that market. The private market for head office, we work with large accounts all around the world where we deploy the solution. You have references in on the bank account, Société Générale. We work with Total. We deploy Danone all around the world, and we deploy Danone in your region, actually. We work with Total. The retail market is a strong market too. I'm sure you know Carrefour. We deploy all the shop in France. We work with Auchan. We have malls, many malls in Europe, and many kind of retail chain. The transport is a strong market too. I'm sure you know SNCF. This is a major company in France. So when you take your train in France and you go in a big station, when you connect on the Wi-Fi, you connect on the Ucopia solution. We deploy the solution on many airports like Nice Airport, Dublin Airport, Euro Airport, which is in east of France. Smart city and venue. It's definitely a very, very good market for us. One of the major reference is the city of Paris, of course. We deploy 300 hotspots in Paris, and I will show you later how we did deploy that reference. And one of the last reference we won with on that market is with Alcatel. We deploy the city of Lima in Peru, in South America. And the last but not the least, it's large venue market for the people who like football. I'm sure you know Paris Saint-Germain clubs. So we deploy our solution in the stadium, and all the people who wants to connect on a Wi-Fi needs to go through an Ucopia solution. We have at least 15 big stadiums in Europe today. So we are very strong on that market, and we deployed our solution on the Disneyland Paris Park, and it's one of our biggest reference with 60,000 concurrent users deployed on the park. Okay, so after the reference, I'm going to explain you the value proposition of Ucopia. So today there is three propositions. The first one is connecting. So when we deploy our solution, which is an on-premise solution, this is not a cloud solution. You have to understand that. So you deploy the solution on site of a customer or in the data center of a service provider, by example. So all the population will connect on the Wi-Fi will go through the Ucopia solution. So you have a captive portal, of course, with many ways of connecting, and I will explain you that later. And then we will ensure all the security you need for the Wi-Fi. Okay, so that's the first proposition. And then we will collect all the data, and you will be able to see all that data and play with that data with the analytic tools we developed. And then you have the engage proposition. That's a way to push contents on the Wi-Fi. So I will show you with many examples how we will do that. So the legal obligation is important. I know it's different on every region, but you need to know that we developed many mechanisms around the law. So the first one is the anti-terrorism law. So we keep the log inside the solution So the log must be retained for 1 year in France, by example, but it's different in every country in Europe, and it's different in every region in part of the world. But that's the first mechanism and the really important mechanism inside the Ucopia solution. And the second legal obligation is GDPR rulings, as you know. So if you want to use the data of your customer, you need to make sure he's aware about what you are going to do with the data. So that's really important. That's really important to have all the mechanism around the GDPR. In terms of captive portal, this is all the method of authentication you will find inside the solution. So there is no option. All the methods you can see on a slide are available in the solution, and you can mix them on a portal. So you have all the social network authentication: Facebook, Twitter, Google+, LinkedIn, Instagram, and we use OpenID Connect too. So you can connect through Salesforce, by example. You have the without identifier, so you can just put a one-click form on the captive portal, an auto-logging form. You have the auto-registration through SMS, through mail, free-form, sponsoring, and prints. You can imagine if you want to use the payment, create some authentication and create some PayPal and Nico authentication, and you can pay with your credit card. You have the automatic recognition. Of course, the portal is full responsive design. And then you have a capacity to interact with directories and make authentication with SAML. Okay. So in terms of features included inside the solution, so we have three games of products, but today we're going to make a focus on the advanced solution. So the solution is full responsive design. You have a capacity to have self-registration through SMS and email, social network, data collection. Of course, we talk about the law already. There is no limitation of number of devices connecting on the same account, which is important. For example, if you are in a hotel and you have 5 people in the room, they can all connect with the same login and password. You have the multiple portal, multi-profile, multi-valence. You have a delegation portal, which is important for creating user accounts. You have a centralized administration. We have a solution of filtering of the traffic and URL, including inside the solution. We have a capacity to limit the bandwidth and the quota volume. The online payment via PayPal or Nico, as I said. The management of the system of the PMS facility for the hospitality market. The capacity to integrate with an Active Directory. In terms of authentication, we have strong authentication, EAP, PAP, and the one you see on the slide. The Windows domain integration, Chibolet in the education, syslog monitoring, etc., etc. The printer integration, the conditional profiling, external radius, centralized traffic, and the multi-site and multi-tenant solution for service provider who will want to get the solution and build a service provider solution. Okay, so in terms of maintenance, just for you to understand, in the Ucopia solution, when you get the Ucopia solution, you have a server, a virtual server, a license, and a maintenance. The maintenance is for 3 years, and we have 20-hour/7 support with Alcatel, okay? And you have the capacity to get all the corrective and scalable and base URL update, of course, and get access to the Ucopia technical support. So as I said, when you want to buy a Ucopia solution, you buy a server, a virtual server. We are compatible with VMware and Hyper-V today, and we work on Azure solution. And you need to estimate the number of concurrent users you will get on your project. Okay, so the solution starts at 250 concurrent users, and you can upgrade until 200,000 concurrent users. As I said, one of our biggest projects today, it's 60 concurrent users at the Disney Park in Paris. So once you get the solution, you deploy it, and then it's very simple to administrate. And we have the capacity to offer you the availability and advanced features. As I said earlier on, every features I presented you are included inside the product except Smart Insight. Smart Insight is an option, and it's an option in a cloud. So as you can see, it's an analytic tools, and it helps you to discover what the population is doing on your Wi-Fi network. Okay, so you can discover all your KPI, follow your key indicator to understand the activity on the Wi-Fi network, understand their behavior, get an overview of the details and activity of your clients, enrich and qualify the database, of course. That's one of the main arguments today. And if they connect with their social network, you can get information from their social network. You can export your data via CSV or API to interconnect with your information system if you have one already to build the database. Okay. So on that slide, I will show you an example of what we built with a customer. So that's a customer which is in Uniqlo. Uniqlo is a big brand of retail. And I will show you what we build with them. So the customer arrives on the shop, is connecting on a Wi-Fi. Then, of course, we build a specific captive portal for them. And it's got the capacity to connect for free, of course. And you can see on the bottom, you have a chart, okay, which is very important. And it's got the capacity to connect on Facebook or Instagram, or he has the choice to put his email on the captive portal. Then he's got the choice to subscribe to a newsletter. And then on top of that, we will push an image for 5 seconds for promotion, as you can see. And then there's a redirection on the Uniqlo website. If a customer comes back on the shop, there's a welcome back message, okay? A greeting, an email pushing, and he can subscribe to a loyalty programs. Okay. I will show you another example, which is the city of Paris. So as I said earlier on, we deployed 300,000 hotspots all around Paris, and to bring Wi-Fi to the museum, to the bibliothèque, to the public park, and then it depends where you are, but you can have a different captive portal. So let's take that example. You have a choice to connect on the Wi-Fi. You put your name, your surname, on your mail address. You have a chart, and then on the bottom, we put some contents about Paris. You know, what can I do in Paris when I visit Paris? All the services, you know, the tube station services, the timetable, and the Office of Tourism of Paris. So that's a good example of the value you can bring on the Wi-Fi with Ucopia, you know. And Paris, the city of Paris, of course, is building a data base. Another example of the airport of Nice in south of France. You connect with your email, you have a gender, which is different. The nationality, of course, is important for an airport. What are you looking for in the airport? So you know, you can see, you can put a question. And then again, on the bottom of the captive portal, you have many information about the airport, the shop, the restaurant, the access from the airport, and you can put information about the shops, the different shop in the airport. So once again, a personal data collection. This is one of the main arguments now for a lot of customers. A GDPR compliance, advertisements embedded inside the portal, and a dynamic redirection depending on the user interest. The Ucopia philosophy, it's important to understand, okay? How works the Ucopia solution? The notion of profiling is very important inside the solution, okay? So you build your profile, you know, if you have many population, you can build many profiles, and then they can connect on a zone. On one zone, you can create a limitation of a quota, you specific URL filtering, you build a validity time and a credit time, and then service and QoS and everything. And on that profile, you can create your own visual model, okay? So by example, if you are on a stadium, I'm going to show you later, you can create a profile for fans inside the stadium, but you can create a profile for internal population who work in the stadium and create many profiles like that, okay? So that's the example, you know. I'm in room 1, I've got a portal, a username and a password for the authentication with an unlimited internet access. But if I'm in the conference room, I've got a different portal with online payments and the right depending on the payment package I use. And if I'm in a reception or restaurant, I use another portal with social network, internet access only with bandwidth limitation and everything. So this is really important to understand that notion of profile. If you want to create a specific portal, of course, we have a tool inside the solution who can help you to create your portal. But if you want to create something really different or with a specific design, just to know that we can help you to design that portal and the implementation of your portal with our advanced services. We have teams in France who can help you to design a specific and a really nice portal. The delegation portal, which is important, who can help you to create, of course, and set up accounts. You can create on one click instead, sending the login password through SMS and email. You have ticket printing, resetting the password, modification, suspension, reloading. And imagine if you have an event, you can import through CSV and create many login and password for a group, by example. Okay. In terms of architecture, this is how we work. So we are in premise. So as you see, Ucopia is in before the internet in your architecture, okay, and all the traffic will go through Ucopia, okay, and then you will have your different AP on the different sites. So simple architecture in site 1, you have your AP, all the traffic goes through the AP and goes through Ucopia. Site 2, you have a local exhaust, so we can put edge architecture, which is a small Ucopia, and it will work as authentication, and all the license will be managed through the Ucopia Central. And the site 3, you have a local exhaust too, and the IP will bring the authentication to the Ucopia. So that's how we work with Alcatel, by example, but you have to know we are compatible in the solution 1 and 2 with many vendors of AP. Okay, the redundancy is available on Ucopia, but you have the capacity to do some load balancing, you know, so active, passive, or active, active. Another option of Ucopia is the Smart Connect solution. So as I said, you can simply build a captive portal, but you can create like a second website, okay? So if you take the example in the middle, okay, it's something we created with Smart Connect. Smart Connect is a SMS in the cloud, and if you take that option, you will be able to create that kind of design for your Wi-Fi. And the value of that is that you create contents before the internet connection. And if you look on the right side, the internet, it's only an option, but before the connection, the customer will be able to access to many information about the brand, about if you take the example, the calendar, the map. If you're a stadium, you will have a social network of the customer. Okay. So once again, with that solution, you will be able to create many services around the Wi-Fi. On the right side, this is an example we created on the events we made with Alcatel, and we even put a chatbot on the right side. And you have the capacity to create editorial content, catalog, satisfaction survey, calendar, map, quiz, anything you want to create. There is no limitation. Okay, I almost done, because in terms of time, I think I have 3 or 4 minutes left. Just to finish with that explanation of Ucopia, this is a slide to explain you value on the different market. So if you take the education market, our strength today is the URL filtering. Of course, you don't want your students to go anywhere on internet. The limitation, the duration of the access, the high performance is very important because as we know in university and big school, there's a lot of people who connect on the Wi-Fi. The communication is important and the data protection. And you have to know that our captive portal, you have the capacity to get 16 languages today. Enterprise, the security is very important, secure authentication, integration with existing infrastructure, compliance with legal obligation, BYOD, and access right by profiling, it's important. Health market, as you know, on the health market, you have doctors, you have patients, You have many population who wants to get to the access, so you need to give them a different access and a different secure access. For the patients, it's often an paid internet access. So simple authentication of patient and visitor, a strong authentication of nursing staff, and security and tracing to comply with legal obligation. Hospitality market, captive portal available in 16 languages, personalization of home page, captive portal, real-time communication with customer with satisfaction survey. You can put promotion, you can put the menu of the restaurant, if there's a restaurant, the menu of the bar on the captive portal. Smart city, simple and flexible authentication, personalization, of course, of a captive portal, geolocalization services, targeted content based on the user location, tourists, possible map, shopping, laser, and transportation information, and the data collection and analytics is really important on that market. The retail, flexible architecture, a fully customizable digital store experience, analytic tools for analyzing for the data collection. Large public venue, high density, of course, it's very important. As I said, we worked a lot on the high density. Today, when we have an event in a stadium, you have often more than 10,000 concurrent users who wants to connect on the Wi-Fi and share pictures and on a social network. So it's really important to have a strong and reliable solution. Okay, that's it for today. I think I'm on time. Just to finish, I wanted to thank you, Alcatel and SecureNet for that events. And finish by that slide, ALE buy and resell solution. It's important for us, and we have a strong partnerships all around the world. So all phases are supported. If you are interested by our solution, we can make sure you are trained. We can organize POC, proof of concept. Today, Ucopia is a differentiator to answer to specific and large business needs, high density solution. Okay, so as you can see, we are approved solution on the market today, even if it's mainly in Europe. We have a flexible architecture, and we are compatible, of course, with Alcatel, but with different vendors of AP. Okay, thank you very much for your time, and don't hesitate if you have any question.
Thank you, Sebastian. And once again, we'd like to encourage all the online attendees, if there are any questions for the speakers, please do post using the chat option, and we are happy to take the questions. Sebastian, some very interesting concepts over there. I especially like that licensing model on the concurrent users plus the value addition. Also, you touched on very interesting things about the compliance. Okay, the GDPR and the European compliance on keeping the logins for 1 year, which is basically you are compliant in doing that. And of course, very interesting about the use case of Paris and Nice airport. Now I see 1 or 2 questions coming in. I think here you mentioned about the virtual server and the cloud. I think question is, can you give us a little bit more information about the load balancing, the cloud architecture, and the virtual servers that you're using? Go ahead, Sebastian. And Nolene, in case you want to jump in anytime, please go ahead.
Okay, so today, Ucopia, it's an on-premise solution, okay, excepted the option Smart Connect and Smart Inside, or a cloud solution, okay? And we have a cloud solution on the catalog, which is Smart Wi-Fi, okay? So if you have project and you want to deploy only cloud solution, we have a solution on the catalog, but it was not the focus today. To answer to your question in terms of load balancing and redundancy, you have the capacity with Ucopia to deploy redundancy in your architecture or load balancing. It depends what kind of architecture you want to deploy. Simple as that.
I presume this is part of the licensing model also, the additional redundancy or resilience or load balancing.
Yes, you have the main license for the main solution, and then you have a specific redundancy license, which is of course cheaper because this is a passive solution.
All right. So Nolin, anything on the hardware side of it, the Omni Stellar access points, are they plug and play, any type of configurations, anything special to be set up over there? Go ahead, Nolin.
Yes, sure. So we have some experts that can support you to connect our Stellar access points with the Ucopia solution. It's very simple. In fact, we have a deployment guide, quite easy, and some video to share as well, training session. But you can count on ALE to support you on this.
Very interesting. Now, Sebastian, you mentioned about the regional reference of time hotels. I also saw some familiar brands over there, KFC and Carrefour. Any thoughts on which segments, which market segments would be taking the early lead in the region? Any thoughts over there? Sebastian and Ollie, go ahead, please.
Yes, we don't have a lot reference in your region, but effectively we deployed Danone, by example, all around the world and in your region for the head office. We have Times Hotel in your regions. We have many sites. We work with B Square, which is a service provider in your region, and we deploy a specific offer with Ucopia for village worker. Okay. We work with Total all around the world, and Total in your region. You have to know that we deploy the Ucopia solution for Total, but we work with Total in France because we have an NDM solution, and we deploy that NDM solution for the tablet for Total in France. And we have Mohammed V University in your region too, where we deploy the Ucopia solution.
Very interesting. And Nolin, any particular segments you think are going to take the lead? Like Sebastian said, football. We have the Qatar World Cup coming up, and football is a bit. I mean, of course, now because of COVID restrictions and all, but definitely with Expo 2020 coming up end of the year, and then the World Cup and all. Go ahead, Nolin. Any thoughts over there?
Yes, so I know that we, in fact, for Stellar access points, we are participating to the Expo 2020. We will cover with our all Wi-Fi access point to this Expo, but as well we have, for example, with Sebastian won some nice deal in some stadium. We have also deals with smart cities and. Just an example, we won the African Football Cup coverage. It was last year, so for the CAN that's coming, I think yes. Very soon. So for sure, if you have any question or any idea of to deploy Alcatel-Lucent Enterprise Stellar access points or Ucopia solution, feel free to contact us, and we'll support you and redirect you with the good key person to help you to build your project. And for sure, you can don't hesitate to ask for help.
Interesting. Thank you, Nolin. Thanks for the explanation over there. Sebastian, you mentioned about the solution being on-premise, correct? And of course, while using the cloud also for the value addition and other things. Is there any pure hardware type of solution?
Yes, we do. Actually. We didn't put on the Alcatel catalog the hardware solutions for the moment, but we had some example in the past where the customer wanted to deploy the hardware and not virtualization. So it's possible to work with Alcatel to provide hardware. Just for your information, we have 4 types of hardware solution. We have a 2,000 server solution, a 5,000 server solution, a 20,000 server solution, and 50,000 for big stadium, by example.
When you're referring to the number, that's the number of concurrent users that can be accommodated in the server, right?
Exactly.
Okay,
You're right.
very interesting. Okay, very interesting. Nolin, any thoughts on that in terms of the on-premise? Do you think it's sometimes stable because of connectivity issues? Go ahead.
Yes, it's like it's a very highly secured and solution, and we can position very easily that solution. For example, we are if we talk about high scalability and redundancy, we have a large project in Peru that is currently under deployment, where we will cover all the schools in Peru for smart. In fact, it's like a smart cities project. So we are deploying almost more than I don't know 300,000 concurrent sessions, I think, in global. In total, I think. So that's quite powerful. And thanks to that on-premise solution, we can ensure the security of data as well. For sure, there is also the capability to deploy Ucopia in private cloud if possible. And there is also the capability to why not subscribe to a Weblib smart Wi-Fi offer we didn't talk about. But this is also an option if you want a cloud-based solution.
Okay, very interesting. Sebastian, one more question. I think this is from some channel partner here. You mentioned about 400 resellers selling part of the global network. I think that was the number which you showed in the beginning. Any thoughts about the types of channel partners that will fit in for Ucopia, specialized in Wi-Fi network? Any thoughts over there?
Yeah, of course. Any reseller who has a Wi-Fi offer, any kind of Wi-Fi offer, will be a good target for us, you know. And as I said, we are present in every market: hospitality, education. Our first market today is a private market for enterprise, just to deploy a simple and secure Wi-Fi network in head office, you know. So any partners who wants to bring value on these Wi-Fi offers is welcome to contact us.
Okay, great. Now, in terms of ALE's partner program, I guess that is also Ucopia is accommodated over there.
Completely, yes. So we recruit partners for sure, and for Ucopia as well. So you can contact ALE directly. We have a partner program. You can go to our website or just contact me directly, and I can do the necessary to connect you with Ucopia and as well to our other solution if you want. So feel free to contact me. I'm available on LinkedIn, or as well you can meet us on the website.
Thank you, Nolin. So with that, I think we come to the end of the questions. I don't see any more coming up, but in case the audience has any more, please do quickly post it. But I'm going to move now to the key takeaways. So Sebastian, as we're going to close, I want you to look at the key takeaways. What would you like to recommend to potential end customers, potential resellers here in the region as you enter? Go ahead. Any recommendations, best practices, key takeaways? Go ahead, Sebastian.
Yes, as we just start our collaboration in your regions, I think there is already some solution on the market. So definitely with Ucopia, you will bring a big value on your Wi-Fi network, and you will be able to communicate, to push contents, to secure your Wi-Fi network, and you definitely will deploy a secure and reliable solution.
Thank you. So definitely, I think compliance, security, and value addition of content seem to be very strong aspects of the Ucopia solution over there. Nolin, your key takeaways, best practices, recommendations as we close the session. Go ahead, Nolin.
Yes, so do not hesitate to play with the Ucopia solution, we are available to provide you a virtual machine if you want to test it. If you want to have a demo, live demo, we are available to do it as well. We can also support you on the access point setup with Ucopia solution. And I assure you that we have a very good success worldwide with Ucopia, and I'm pretty sure you will be interested in this offer because it's very strong, and as you saw, it can support high-end business, large-scale needs. So I really invite you to test it.
Very interesting, yes, and scalability up to 200,000 users, really fascinating over there, plus the entire software and the support over there looks absolutely well suited for our region. And with with the compliances opening up towards the end of the year, I think we're going to see a lot of face-to-face and the regular events coming in, and of course spectator movements are going to start. So good timing for Ucopia and Alcatel-Lucent to go to market with the solution. So on behalf of Global CIO Forum, Alcatel-Lucent Enterprise, Ucopia and SecureNet, I thank all the attendees for sitting through these 60+ minutes of absolutely engaging content and discussion. Look forward to seeing you once again. Thank you very much, Sebastian. Thank you very much, Nolene.
Thank
Goodbye
you.
and thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Thank you very much.